Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm up in Fairplay, Colorado. I just stopped at High Alpine Sports, got the gold panning permit to go down to the tailings piles and do a little prospecting. It's $20 a person to go down there, and the money goes back to the town. So if you're gonna do a little gold panning, the gold panning area in Fairplay, make sure you stop at High Alpine Sports, get a map, get a permit, then you can go down and try and find some gold. This is the site that I'm going to be prospecting at. It's site F-01 in the book Finding Gold in Colorado. It's the Fairplay Town Prospecting Park. It says the town of Fairplay has done what we wish all towns in gold country would do. They set up a prospecting park on town land. The park consists of about a half a mile of the middle fork of the South Platte River. It includes some huge dredge tailings piles with the river winding its way through them in a beautiful mountain setting. Commercial dredge that left these piles was the tallest building in town for several decades. While it was operating, it's long gone now, having been disassembled and reportedly shipped to Colombia. This is the Google Earth image of the town of Fairplay, Colorado. I came in on Main Street, stopped at High Alpine Sports right here to buy the permit to go down to the gold panning park. Having never been down there before, I talked to the owner of the store. He said that most people drive around and park down here by Fairplay Beach and then access the prospecting area from that side. I didn't realize that there was a parking lot right here. It's just a couple blocks away from High Alpine Sports, then that you can actually come down this little trail right here also. That would have been easier for where I ended up prospecting, but so I actually made the mistake of driving down Main Street to 285. Then I actually came in on Platte Drive right here till I got to Beach Road. I parked in this parking lot right here, crossed the little footbridge. The prospecting area actually extends from this footbridge all the way down to this bridge where 285 crosses the river. So all of this area right here is a dredge tailings area that you can go in and prospect material. I crossed the footbridge right here, walked around the big dredge tailings pile, did a little exploring along the river right here. It was pretty thick and the water was pretty high in there. I ended up coming up to this trail right here. I followed that little foot trail around till I got to about right here where I could see down the river. I thought I saw a pretty decent spot to set up a stream sluice down there, so I followed the little footpath along the river right here until I got down to this little area. There's some bigger rocks in this area. It makes kind of a waterfall right there. So it was actually kind of a cool little place to set up a stream sluice. And then we only had about 3 or 4 hours to explore and prospect in the park. So I decided to come over to this edge. I just walked up and down this edge until I found a spot that I thought maybe some gold might have moved down the hill every time it rained. I just decided to punch a hole in a low spot right here, and I just carried buckets over. I just dry classified everything out of the hole and carried buckets over to the mini stream sluice. really like setting up my little stream sluice on these waterfall type areas whenever I get a chance. I like the fact that you don't have to spend any time cleaning tailings off the back of the sluice. That allows you to spend more time going out, getting material, and running it through the sluice, so you are more efficient, have a chance to catch more gold. It did take me about 20 minutes or so to build up some rocks and gravel to get a little flat spot by the stream so I can stand and sit there. And then it took me about a few more minutes to build up a little wing dam and get the sluice set in and running good.
So this is about how far away I set up my first little test dig. I kind of picked this spot because there's a bunch of old iron mining stuff down in the bottom of it. I'm assuming that if heavies fell out there, that maybe the gold fell out here too. So I'm gonna Alright, this is the concentrates from the Fairplay Gold Prospecting Park site that we went to. You can tell there's a lot of clay in it. The material is really red. Pour everything into a gold pan. See if I can get some of the material to dry out a little bit. I'm just going to pour the excess water back into this Lynch mining bucket. Let it all settle out of there. That's concentrates that we got from Fairplay. So I'm going to let that sit out, let it dry out, and then I'll take out the magnetics and pan it out, and I'll actually probably classify it to a couple different classifications also, and we'll see how much gold we found. I got everything dried out. I'm going to separate out the magnetics, and then I'm going to classify it plus and minus 20 mesh, and we'll pan it out and see if we found any gold. You can see there's not really that much magnetic material in this. It actually looks more like crushed quartz. I'm just gonna add the magnetics from the Fairplay Prospecting Park to the magnetics from the Upper Snake River concentrates that I had also, and I'll pan those out all together. I'm just gonna use this paintbrush to make sure I get all the material out of the pan down into the classifier. And there's the plus and minus 20-ish. And there's a look at the plus and minus 20 from Fairplay Town Prospecting Park. So I'm gonna get some water in a panning tub and we'll pan this out and see if there's any gold in it. Okay, this is the plus 20 mesh concentrates from the Fairplay Town Prospecting Park. I'm gonna add a little jet dry to the water so the small gold doesn't float. I ran about maybe 8 buckets of material total. I think I filled up 12 5-gallon buckets, about 3/4 full. But I was digging up on the tailings piles, kind of on the east edge of the site, or on the town side of the site, where I thought maybe some of the virgin material might have washed out in the rain. I've never been there before, so I only had a couple hours. I didn't really have a ton of time to go test a bunch of places. So the river was kind of high, so it's like nothing in the plus 20. This is the minus 20 from Fairplay Town Prospecting Park. You can see how it turns the water red still, rust colored. Definitely a lot of mica in this material, a lot of reflective material in there, so you want to pan nice and slow. Let's see, I'm starting to get to some black sands. I did hear that the gold in this park is kind of rose colored sometimes too, so I'm going to try and keep an eye out for that when I'm finishing up. Okay, I'm just going to stop there and roll it back nice and slow and put everything underwater, tap this side a little bit, get all the gold to jump up to the top. And again, just watching this green space right here. If the gold does get down in that green space, it'll stick there and the water will go past it a little bit. You can see there's quite a few little flakes of gold in there. There's a look at the gold from the Fairplay Town Prospecting Park in the pan, all cleaned up. This is the gold I recovered from the Fairplay Town Prospecting Park. It's like 0.135 grams.